On to you, Sagittarius out here. So you actually have the Four Swords, the Judgment, and then you, Sagittarius, also have the Star card. So what's going on here for you is a lot of you, Sagittarius, are in a position in life where, like I said before, certain things have been most definitely put to the side. And, I don't think, and I don't see personally from this, you're ever going to go back to it, right? And even if you do, it's not going to be a permanent thing at all. It's just something where um, it's like, uh, you know, it's like one of those situations where it's like you're like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like even if like for instance, how it is that like you'll sometimes have people who will pick up a habit and then they'll put it down, right? But it's a habit that they may like, they may love, and then they may like do it, and then they don't actually, they're not actually going back to it to stay. I don't really think that you Sagittarius are really out here doing that, to be real with you. I think from what I'm seeing, I don't have to think. What I'm seeing, I don't see you Sagittarius going back. I see you Sagittarius looking like it's a whole new paradigm for you. Whole new paradigm for you in the sense that like your life has changed because you've made certain decisions to let go of certain things that ultimately hold you back. You know what I'm saying? So you're looking at it from a perspective of like, again, which is true. Those things really was holding you back. And so you're glad to actually get rid of those things. And then you have the Star card right here, right? So the Star card is about how you're, like I said, you're hopeful moving forward, right? You still are. Things are looking up for you. You know what I mean? Things are pretty good. I can't really complain to you, Sagittarius. Things are looking up for you, right? A lot more things moving forward. You like it. You like the position in which you're moving towards, right? Things are getting better, right? You have less weaknesses. So it's like, but at the same time, what is there not to dislike? It's a responsibility just like anything else. You know what I mean? But it's a good responsibility to have. And so you have once again the world, which is also ruled by Saturn. The Star card is ruled by Aquarius, and technically Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, right? But at the same time, you also have the World card, which is Capricorn, which is also ruled by Saturn as well. So Saturn rules over Capricorn and Aquarius. Now, why this is so important is because the World card is paramount. It means, yet again, like you're standing on top of the world. Things like when you like it's it's a system of what happens when you decide to let go of certain things. Even in magic, when you're confronted by certain truths and you do certain things that you know that you have to let go of, it's this kind of like, to kind of break out the chart, it's this kind of thing where you're letting go of different aspects of yourself, different aspects of your ego, all the way up to here when you make the switch from here and you cross through this path here when you get to here, which is this, all of these is about this right here is about what you already know. And then the rest of this up until you get to this point, right, is about you're gaining certain things, but you're also letting go of certain things as well about yourself that you once thought were useful, right? And then what happens is that when you move from here through this one to here, that's the big one where you lose a lot all at once. And why that's so important is because in this reading, that's what's happening to you spiritually. In this reading, this is what's happening with you. You have let go of X, Y, and Z weakness to attain something that you want, whatever you may want. Maybe you may want more money, right? Maybe those things had you get right spiritually and you realize that you have more money now because you don't spend your money on those things that you once did, right? Like I used to toke up. I ain't even like token up, truth be told. I ain't even like chiefing up. it got to a point with me where I was trying to find out like what do people like about it. And I'm just like, okay, I get it as far as like it, you feel kind of good when you toke up, but at the same time, it's like, I'm spending my money on this. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just cheap. But for me, I was looking at it like this stuff could have been used to invest or like or put my money, because I like saving I'm a Virgo. I like saving my money for a rainy day, always having some guap on me. That's my thing. And so the situation with that is that like I will cut back on certain things. I've talked about it before. I will look like a homeless person, even though like I have tons of assets. I will really look like a homeless person, because for me, right, a lot of us are in the rat race trying to prove something to other people. I don't have anything to prove to people. I really don't. I'm not trying to flex and prove anything to anybody and prove that I got money and all this other type of stuff or whatnot. I know what my dreams are. I know what it is that I'm going for, and I'm not trying to flex on anybody. So I'm not trying to flex on anybody. So it's a situation with you where it's the same thing. You've attained, right? And then you have the Three of Pentacles, which is you have attained so much more since you let go of certain things. So again, like it's the sense of, once again, where do you go from here? You're limitless now, right? And that's what I mean when I say, that's what I was talking about some months ago, right? Maybe I said it in the Sagittarius video, maybe I didn't. But this is what I mean when I say you can't get so moralistic, because you will have to naturally let go of certain things in order for you to reach higher heights. You can't constantly think about what's happening in the world and trying to save everybody. That's not something that is good for you to do, because you'll be so concentrating on saving everybody and save people and save this one and save that, to the point where you won't be paying attention to the things that you ultimately have to do, right, for yourself, so that you can ultimately save yourself, empower yourself. And in spirituality, and see, this is what I mean when I say that spirituality and religion are distinctly different. A lot of the times I'm not going in on religion, I'm just flat out stating the differences, because people get it messed up. In religion, it's about, see, I'm not even gonna go that deep. I'll just stick to spirituality, right? In spirituality, power is what matters. That's one of the determining factors. And I was talking to one of my homies. He knows who he is. He's a Sagittarius. He knows who he is. I was talking to one of my homies, and I was telling him, I was like, do you know that if somebody like casted something on you, right? Casted a hex on you, and that you're more powerful than the person who casted the hex on you, do you know that the hex probably wouldn't even work? It wouldn't work, because in spirituality, what matters is power. So it's like the anime Bleach, right? With Aizen Sosuke, he says, right, like when people would try to do certain things to him and it didn't work, and people are like, how is this stuff happen? Like, how are you literally just like saying no to certain things? And Aizen basically spells it out. He's like, basically what it breaks down to is, in the world of the anime Bleach, the Reiatsu is basically it's the currency of the anime. So it's like, if you have more Reiatsu than another person, so to speak, right? At the end of the day, you could literally just like tell the other person's abilities no, right? Like you could just basically just cancel it out. And so that's what's going on with you, right? A lot of you Sagittarius are raising yourselves in power, because you freed yourself up from the weight of having to have these things. And so now, once again, the question is, what are you going to do with said freedom? So the next thing for you Sagittarius to do, if I didn't already say it, is to focus about what it is that you want to do now. Because now there are less things that are in the way for you to worry about and constantly be thinking about and whatever else. So now pick some things, right? This is the reason why I can not care about a whole lot of different things. It's because I have chosen some things, right? I've chosen some things, right? And so the majority of the times, if those things do not necessarily align with the foundation of what the things that I've chosen to care about, a lot of the things I'm able to look past through, because strategically, because it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like worrying myself up about this situation is only gonna make it worse for me. And so the Queen of Swords now and the Seven of Pentacles represent, yeah, and that's another thing too. Like it's not like see, because what's happening, and then you have the Five of Cups. So it's like what's happening here is that once again, like some of the people that you used to be rocking it with, that used to kick it with, that you stopped hanging out with, they're looking at you like you've become uncaring and that you become apathetic. You just don't care. And that's not even it. What it is that once again, like your priorities, you understood like certain priorities wasn't working for you, and you threw out priorities and you rearranged, and you gathered priorities and you rearranged priorities. That's it. You know, the Four of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. And this is why I was saying, you know, you can't get caught up with moralism, because people will use that. They'll be like, oh, you know, you should take me along with you. That's not even advised for you to take someone along in this journey with you. That's not even advised. Like the most spiritual people in the world who really get down with this and really practice this, they'll tell you, you have to do this thing by yourself. And that you can have people who are hanging out with you, right? But if they're keeping up with you, they go through too. It's just that they're just not like trying to like have their go through put on to you. They're all going through something. Right? This is why it's not a good idea. This is why I was saying, right, to not have jealous-hearted people, or people who see you doing your thing and then they want to latch on to you, Sagittarius, and they want to hold on with everything that they have, because you are taking these people with you on the progress, and they are going to work as a counterbalance against you. So what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say, and a lot of y'all probably done figured this out, but what I'm trying to say here to you is they're going to be working against you and not with you. And it may not necessarily stop your progress, it will slow it down. So the Four of Pentacles now and the Page of Swords for you, Sagittarius, speaks to how you're in place now where, you know, again, there's nothing that these people can really do about it. So once again, a lot of you Sagittarius have some homework. What do y'all want to focus on, right? Like, you know, one of the things that I want to focus on is, I don't know, is investing. You feel me? So for me, again, to use the example that I was talking about earlier, right? I used to toke up, not even a lot. I wasn't even that type. I wasn't even like that. Honestly, I was really trying to see and understand what people used to like, what like people used to sell their PS3 for. Like, what are you selling your PlayStation 3 for? You know what I'm saying? And for me, it was lame. For me, it was lame. For me personally, it was lame. I was like, what? What? This is lame. And so the point that I'm trying to make here is that that's one of the things that I stopped, because I saw it and I was like, do I want to invest? And this isn't even recently. I'm talking about years ago. But I'm just saying, even from back then, I was like, let's just say if I found myself a position where I could do where I could grow my money, I just looked at it and I was able to make those business decisions. That's just gonna get in the way, because them $5 $10, $20, depending on how big of a bag you get, and if you know what I mean, right? That all of that, you could have put that into da 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 da. You could have put that into da da da, right? You could have really grown your money instead of doing that. This token got people selling their PlayStation 3s just for this. It's like, what is going on? And then not being able to get it back. It's like, what are we doing? You dig what I'm saying? Maybe, okay, they did get it back, but it took some time. And it's like, what? So let's clarify the Page of Swords, right? So, of course, the Page of Swords is, people want you to be there, but you have the Nine of Cups, the Temperance, which is Sagittarius, the Knight of Swords, the Five of Swords, and then you Sagittarius have the Knight of Cups. So what's going on here with you is that the Nine of Cups, the Temperance, and the Knight of Swords. The Nine of Cups is about, you're confident, they want to make it seem, you are confident that you, Sagittarius, made the right decision. The Temperance and the Knight of Swords is, for them, they don't understand it, but it's not for them to understand unless they want to actually go on this journey themselves, right? And that is a personal decision that they have to make on their own. They're in the same place that they were a month ago, 2 months ago, 6 months ago. And so the Five of Swords and the Knight of Cups, the Five of Swords is about how, again, be careful of anybody trying to argue with you, Sagittarius, right now. Stay away from those people. You're on to bigger and better things. Stay away from them because they're upset at the fact that you left, right? And right now, you, Sagittarius, should be concentrating on what you want to do and what is important to you. And then that way you can focus, right? One of the things that I love to do is self-improvement, right? People may categorize it as that, and you can say that, but for me, it's me exploring different aspects of myself. You know what I mean? I'm learning sword play, and I may end up learning some karate soon, maybe, or some boxing. I'll probably start with boxing soon, but just the basics. But that's it though. So let me know what it is that you, Sagittarius, have chosen to concentrate on and dedicate your life to, right? Because it's that important to you. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 200K. We are at 27,200 and change. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever it is that I drop my videos. Come through and get a personal reading from me. The link to that is in the comment section below. Go to Linktree link.